Hello, Skylar.
Hi.
Hi, Skylar. I'm Travis Brown. I'm your student nurse. Taking care of you today. I hear you came here with some pretty low blood sugar.
I did.
How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling better.
Okay, that's good.
After I got some sugar. I didn't even know I could have low blood sugar with diabetes.
Absolutely. I mean, a concern, of course, with diabetes is high blood sugar and the damage that can cause to your vascular system. But if you are skipping meals or exercising strenuously, and I saw with your jersey on there in the video that you're a basketball player, right?
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, you need to make sure that you're eating regularly.
Okay.
You're getting a good protein and carb. And if you're not doing that, there's a few things you need to look out for. And so I'd like to go over a few educational items for you in terms of your controlling your blood sugar,
Okay.
which will help you prevent this from happening again, because we don't want you to come
yeah.
back to the emergency department. So we want you to be able to play basketball when you want to and get good exercise, but also keep your blood sugar where you want it to be. So the first thing I wanted to go over, and I had a sheet to give you to review, would just be thinking about the signs and symptoms of low blood sugar, since that's something maybe you haven't thought about as much. And that's just called hypoglycemia, which means low blood sugar. And you had some of those when you were playing basketball. So that shakiness, nervousness, any anxiety, change in your mood, or if your friends start saying you're acting kind of funny, which we saw in the admission note.
I just kind of thought I was hangry.
Right, so if you're feeling...
I hadn't eaten anything for a while.
Right, and a person who doesn't have type 1 diabetes, they might just be starting to feel hungry, but that's a warning sign for you. It should be a red flag that you need to get some sugar into your system, some glucose.
Okay.
And there are a few other signs too, like that might be as things progress further, like slurred speech when you came in. By the time you got to the emergency department,
I was slurring.
You were slurring a little bit as we were trying to talk to you. So these things, they're good for you to know. They might be good for you to share with your friends, or if you have a regular group of friends that you play sports with or activities. Say, I'm type 1 diabetic. Here are some, if I'm acting like this is what needs to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So that might be something.
I was hoping I could kind of keep it, secret.
Well, I think it's up to you. It's your health information, but it might be a good idea if you have some trusted or friends you're comfortable with talking about that, just so that they are informed too, in case for some reason you're in this situation again and you're not in shape to get yourself some glucose, which we're going to talk about. Other things would be like changes in your vision, any kind of dizziness, feeling like your heart is beating faster than normal, kind of feeling those palpitations, which your heart might be beating fast if you're running up down the basketball court.
Yep.
But if it feels irregular to you, or more so than normal, that would be an indicator.
Okay.
And the other thing we're going to talk about is there's, as far as if you're having those symptoms, what do you do? And there are several things you can do right away. When you were diagnosed, did your doctor talk to you about glucagon or glucose tablets?
Not really. They were going to put the information in to have me talk to a diabetic educator, but she's been really busy, so they just kind of gave me the gist of what it is, and they told me to get some tablets, and so I have them at home.
Okay, so you got a little start there. You do have some. The glucagon tablets are just a sort of an emergency situation when you are maybe presenting with these symptoms, or you've tested. You have your test kit with you. When you've tested your blood sugar and you're below 100, you need to make use of these tablets.
Oh.
So it would be a really good idea for you to take them along with you. Bring them in a backpack, or maybe you have a snack bag with some stuff that you might eat, Gatorade, etc. when you're exercising. Bring them along just in case. You also want to bring your testing kit to check your blood sugars before strenuous activity, and also in case you do have a low blood sugar that you can recheck.
Oh, okay.
So you kind of got to keep that in mind. Those are things you got to travel with.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going to do, your eating might be different than usual. Meaning you're going to miss lunch or have it later. If you're exercising, if you're doing something stressful, like a full day of testing or something at school, like that. The 15-15-15 rule is basically taking 15 to 20 milligrams of sorry, of grams, excuse me, that's of the glucose tabs, which will help bring your blood sugar up to a point will help you feel better. The 15-15-15 idea is that you have the 15 grams, you can take 3 or 4 tabs to try to get you up. You want to wait 15 minutes and check your blood sugar. If you're between 70 and 100, you can slow down and, of course, then eat some carbs and protein. If you haven't made it to the 100 blood sugar level, then you want to repeat in 15 minutes. So you want to repeat with taking some more of the glucose tabs.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't have those with you and you weren't planning ahead, you could also have some orange juice and repeat the same steps. You could also, if you are prescribed or you have some glucose gel packets from your doctor down the road, you could also use those. They work in place of the glucose tablets.
Okay.
So any of those would be fine. So 3 or 4 glucose tabs, 3 to 5 pieces of hard candy, about a half a cup of juice, any one of those.
Okay.
And then you're checking, seeing where you're at. If you're at 100, you're good. If you're not, then repeat 15 minutes.
Oh, I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of got to be prepared. And now I know this diagnosis is a little new for you.
Yeah.
So that requires a little bit more thinking for a teenager as you're running out the door with your friends to go play basketball. But you want to try to remember these things so you have them along, just in case.
Okay, so even though my doctor told me I need to check my insulin at meals and at bedtime, I also need to check it before I'm going to be doing this exercise then?
You should, especially if you have deviated from your normal eating schedule, especially.
Okay.
If you just if you just had lunch and checked your blood sugar and it was fine and you're where you normally are, you should be fine. You still want to bring along things and snacks with you, especially if you plan on playing basketball like all afternoon or an extended period of time, which I know you might do sometimes. So. So, do you have any questions at this point? Because we don't want to see you back in here. Same situation.
No. So like protein bars are okay too?
Protein bars would be fine. It's a good, Not for the immediate intervention to get your blood sugar up right away, but after you've stabilized your blood sugar.
Okay.
So you want to do something that's glucose rich. The tablets,
really
the gel, exactly, the juice. Once you've gotten to that 100, a protein bar would be great because that's going to help you level out.
Got it.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get you back where you want to be right away. That's why we have the sugar. The other thing with that is, do you drive?
Yeah.
You have your license? Cool.
Yep.
If you're experiencing a low blood sugar like this and you're trying to get things back, you don't want to drive or operate any kind of machinery or anything until you're back into normal range because of the dizziness, the confusion, the anxiousness. That wouldn't be safe. You don't want to take any chance with yourself or any of your friends.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as the signs and symptoms, do you think you could tell me 3?
Well, I know I got really shaky, and I got kind of cold though too. Like even though I was sweating, I felt kind of like cold. And then people said I wasn't like normal. Like
acting weird.
I was acting weird. They couldn't really understand what I was saying, and I felt kind of hangry.
Yep. So all of those would be signs, right?
Yeah.
Increased hunger, change of your mental status or your normal baseline. Like all of a sudden now you're feeling aggressive and angry. You're feeling confused, or maybe your speech has changed in some way. Those are definite signs that you need to head down the 15-15-15 rule that we talked about. Okay. And any questions about the 15-15-15 business? What you do if you do find
what
yourself?
was that number that I should have?
Which number?
For if I test my blood sugar, what number should I have if I don't have to take anything?
You want to get up to 100.
Okay, so
that's
if it's 100, I don't have to worry.
You don't have to continue. Right?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You could just have your snack and probably rest after your basketball game, but you don't need to do any more glucose tabs or gel or juice or anything.
Okay.
But if you initially test and you're below 100, you were at 34 when you came into the
Wow.
Yeah, you were quite low. And so we went ahead and gave you some dextrose IV that acts really rapidly to come back. But if you catch things a little sooner, you don't have to have the ride to the hospital, then you can take the glucose tabs and you can avoid the whole business of the hospital.
Okay. And then when I'm exercising, do I just wait until I'm done and check it again?
It's depending on the length of exercise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we're out there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, you want to stop and check, and you want to keep in mind like having a frequent snack that's going to be nutrient rich, but also is going to help you with your blood sugar. So, complex carb, or you could even like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is going to have a little protein with the peanut butter, but
we do get a little hungry when we're eating.
Yeah.
When we're playing ball,
So feel free to take breaks. That's going to help you.
For sure.
And just kind of keep that in mind. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Skylar, do you have any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So it's important to stay on that regular schedule of testing with your meals, but also be mindful of going too low because you're a pretty active person with your basketball play. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll make sure that I have that stuff. Especially like in my car, or I don't know. I think I might talk to like 1 or 2 of my friends about what to do if this happens again. Even though I really don't want them to know what's going on, but.
I think that's a good plan, if you're comfortable talking with them, just so you have somebody else who's kind of in the loop with you. And if you're in a position where maybe you are having really low blood sugar, you're not really in a shape where you can take care of it yourself, they would know to call your doctor or get you to the hospital.
I know my mom's really worried too.
Sure, that makes sense. Mom's worried.
Yep.
Keep you straight. Okay, well I hope things go well for you. You can take this handout. It reviews the things we talked about as far as possible causes of low blood sugar and how you can prevent those things.
Okay.
Over here are symptoms of low blood sugar, anything under 70. You're going to see some of these symptoms we were talking about and which you had. Yeah. And then at the bottom here, it just explains the 15 grams of sugar.
Like what it can have.
Exactly. So they pictured here, they got the glucose tabs. They mentioned you can use candy if you don't have those things on you, or the juice again. Okay. And then it explains